All right, this is the 2017 PARCC Practice Test Unit 2. We're going to do problems 9 and 10. The table shows the results of a random survey of students in grade 7 and grade 8. Every student surveyed gave a response. Each student was asked if he or she exercised less than 5 hours last week or more than 5 hours last week. It is my goal to be over 5 hours per day. That would be a good life. All right, so for 7th grade students, you had 49 that exercised for less than 5 hours, and you had 63 who exercised for more than 5 hours. And then in 8th grade, you had some 8th graders laziness, because you had less people exercising for 5 or more hours in 7th grade, and more people exercising for less than 5 hours than in 7th grade. That's probably not a good thing here, folks. All right, based on the results of the survey, which statements are true? Select each correct statement. So this is a multiple select, which means we will have to go through every statement and prove it to be true or false. And that is the strategy by which I expect you to do these problems. So prove each as true or false. Don't just randomly or educated guessly pick things. All right. More grade 8 students were surveyed than grade 7 students. All right. To figure that out, the total number of grade 8 students would be the sum of the less than 5 hours and the more than 5 hours. So 58 plus 51, well, that's going to be 109. Likewise, let's add the number of students in both columns for the 7th grade. 49 plus 63 is going to be 112. So when it says more 8th grade students were surveyed, no, that is not true. B, a total of 221 students were surveyed. Well, let's add that together. So 2 plus 9 is 1, carry the 1, 2, 2. Yes, that is a true statement. Less than 50% of 8th grade students surveyed exercised more than 5 or more hours. Well, unfortunately, 8th graders, that seems to be a true statement, because 58 is clearly bigger than 51. More than 50% of students surveyed exercised less than 5 hours last week. So now when it says students, it doesn't specify which students we're talking about. So we have to go ahead and figure out how many total were under 5 hours. So let's figure out how many there were who exercised less than 5 hours per week. So 8 plus 9 is 17, carry the 1, so there are 107. 1 plus 3 is 4, that's 11. All right, so more than 50% of students surveyed exercised less than 5 hours last week. Now in this case, more students were over that 5-hour barrier. So it says more than 50% surveyed exercised less than, well, that's just not true. E, a total of 107 7th grade students were surveyed. No. That was not correct. 107 is the number of students who exercised less than 5 hours. And there we have it. Next problem. Okay. Ooh. Oh, this is not equilateral. No, it's definitely not equilateral. All right. In triangle ABC, BD is perpendicular to AC. So in other words, I have two right triangles that end up being congruent. The dimensions are shown in centimeters. What is the length of AC? And I'll draw that so I don't make a mistake. All right, so I'm going to draw out one of these triangles. We know this is 8. We know this is 10. We know that's a right angle. Oh my goodness, you should be screaming in your head Pythagorean theorem. In the Pythagorean theorem, this a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. For those of you who know your Pythagorean triples, you already know that this side length is 4, but we'll prove it. So we have a squared, because we don't know this side length yet, plus b squared, so 8 squared, which is 64, is equal to 10 squared, which is better known as 100. So let's go ahead and figure this out. Minus 64, and we get a squared is equal to 36. Sorry, it's not 4, it's 6. So then the square root of a squared, square root of 36, so a is equal to 6. Now, when I said Pythagorean triples, you know about the 3, 4, 5 triangle. When I said 4 here, I was thinking 3, 4, 5 right triangle. And this 3, 4, 5 right triangle has a scale factor of 2 applied to it. So the 3, 4, 5 is related to the 6, 8, 10. Well, if this side length is 6 and this side length is 6, because it's an isosceles triangle, that means this is a perpendicular bisector, then our total distance is 12. So I'm going to type that in. Okay, I'm going to actually type it into the program. 12. All right, so let's see how we did. We'll clear this. Submit file answers. And we've gotten everything that we've done full marks. Excellent.